We're here at the start of Scarlet Enclave. We're about to pull Balnazzar on this counter right here, and I have some special technology to try on my Saber/Rogue today. We're going to be using a GORDOK Ogre suit, and hopefully this makes me big enough to be able to hit the boss during the air phase. GORDOK Ogre suit plus cleansed firewater size increase. I also have a new weapon that I'm using. Hang on, we're doing the opener. There we go. New weapon, Light Fist Hammer. Pretty good. And this is a didgeridoo character, so we'll blow the didgeridoo, see if we get the right summon. We got Raptor, that's not bad. It's no Bigglesworth, but at least it's not Crocodile. Alright, let's see if this works. Can we actually hit the boss on the air phase? Can I keep up with the boss? It's kind of fast. Oh, I hit him, but I can't keep up with him. Maybe I needed to save sprint for this. Alright, let me see if I can go like this. Alright, okay. Okay. We're doing something. Saving the Saber Slash stack. It looks like if I jump, I can hit him with an ability. But I can't really hit him with anything else consistently. We saved the Saber Slash stack the whole time. That's important. Slice and dice back up. So I think if I saved sprint for that air phase, it would have been better. I probably could have kept up with him during the air. This clearly works, lets you hit him with abilities during the air phase, so that's really good. There it is. Got her done. Boss damage, 1.08 million. 1.23 million from Shadow Priest, 1.2 from other Shadow Priest. 1.08 million on a melee is pretty good, and I think we could have done better. I like that. Okay, so the gear we're using today, 2-piece Death Dealer for the Saber Slash damage bonus. Kagi's Clasp. 2-piece Duskwraith gives us 60% bonus damage on Saber Slash as long as we put up 3 different poison and or bleed effects. You have to, that's why we're using Crimson Tempest all the time. And then we have Occult Poison, and then Saber Slash counts as one of the, I'll get into the details of that later. Let's go over the rest of the gear. Cloak of Veiled Shadows 3-piece to get that finishing move cost reduction. Bone Scythe 4-piece gives me instant poison damage bonus and energy regeneration. Then our new weapon that we got last week, this is my first Scarlet Enclave raid using it, is the Light Fist Hammer. Really big upgrade over the Gressel I was using before. Then we have our Duskwraith, Bone Scythe, Leggings of Catastrophe is not a set item. We got that right there. Then we have Slayer's Crest and Sir Dornell's Didgeridoo. Dark Rider's Spine, and our talents look like this. 21 points in combat, as well as 30 points in assassination. Taking the murder talent, very good in Scarlet Enclave. Let's peep the loot. What do we get? Demon's Folly, Leggings of Catastrophe, Consecrated Wrist Guards, Consecrated Bracers. The loot I'm really hoping to see is Queen's Fall from Council, Torturer's Tool Belt from Council, and then my third soft reserved item was a Crusader's Chalice. Ooh, I think I failed the lockpick. So if any of those drop, that's great. We'll roll on them for sure. If there's any other tier pieces that I don't already have, I'd be happy to roll on them as well to try to get more pieces of tier on this character. Man, I'm extremely large. Project Remy, hello. So do you solo any other bosses? Let me see. The most recent boss I soloed was Lord Kazakh. I was able to get a solo kill of that. Oh shoot, I didn't switch my glove back. Duskwraith Gauntlet. Let me see if I can vanish, get a combat drop to make the swap. There we go. We're back on to Saber/Slash now. Alright. I'm gonna have to make a bunch more of these OGRE suits now that I know they work for sure. What are we doing here? They're talking about which boss they're trying to kill, and I'm only half paying attention. Right, so I was gonna say something about the Duskwraith bonus and Saber/Slash. So Saber/Slash normally counts as a bleed for the Duskwraith bonus. You need 3 different poison and or bleed effects to get the full benefit of the set bonus. You know, deals 20% increased damage for every bleed and or poison you have active, right? That's the bonus. So you need 3 different ones. Saber/Slash normally counts as one, but if you want 60% bonus damage on the damage over time portion of Saber/Slash, what you have to do is you have to have those 3 different poison or bleed effects active before you press your first Saber/Slash. And then after that, Saber/Slash counts for everything else, and it's okay. But what I'm doing to achieve that is I'm switching weapon to Claw the Frostworm that has wound poison on it, and then I poison knife that, which puts up occult poison and wound poison. And then I crippling poison, and then he poured it away. Then I can Saber/Slash and get the full 60%. But then after that's all up, I don't have to worry about that weird weapon swap thing anymore. I can just maintain my Crimson and my Saber and my occult poison. So it's a little complicated and hard to handle, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's fine. And you can see the weapon swap macros that I use. They're listed in the Discord, which is linked below the stream, and will be linked below any YouTube video. If you're watching on YouTube and you have trouble getting on the Discord, please read the whole video description. People ask me about this all the time. Oh, did I go the wrong... Oh, yeah, I went the wrong way. People ask me about this all the time. They're confused on how to get onto Discord. The link just sometimes doesn't work, and you need to do the troubleshooting tips that are in the Discord, or in the video description on YouTube. Okay, that's basically it for the opener. We can go back to regular, the YouTube intro. We can go back to regular streaming. Project Remy says, my friend say that cut to the chase, unsure if I did type it correctly. The playstyle is easier than Carnage. Yes, it's definitely easier to use cut to the chase. There's less things you need to worry about in your rotation, but it's less damage output. I think in previous phases, it was okay to choose one or the other, but in Phase 8, they gave a significant buff to Carnage. It used to only be 8% increased damage. Now it's 15%. So the gap between someone using Carnage and someone using Cut to the Chase is now much bigger. So I generally recommend that everyone learns how to do it with Carnage. But if you really don't want to like manage the extra effort of maintaining another finishing move, you can do you can do Cut to the Chase. You'll just do less damage. KJex says, couldn't you use Elixir of Giant Growth to reach first boss a bit better? No, the Giant Growth does not stack with the size increase from Winterfall Firewater. So I'm using a Transform and a size increase. The Transform is the Ogre suit, and that just gives me a larger model baseline. And then the size increase is from Firewater. Elixir of Giant Growth would be the same as Firewater. And did not really help me. Oh my god, I just didgeridooed a crocodile again. So the problem with the crocodile buff of 1,000 armor penetration, it's actually okay on trash, but on bosses, it's generally not good, because bosses, if they have the full, like, regular set of armor debuffs, Curse of Recklessness, Fairy Fire, Improved Exposed Armor, they're going to be very close to 0 armor already, which means the bonus armor penetration isn't going to do anything from the crocodile buff, because it's already at 0 and you don't get any benefit from going negative. That doesn't, it's effectively the same as 0. So it's basically a dud every time I didgeridoo and randomly spawn the crocodile. Go. Shit. Oh, damn. We have a lot of Praetorians. Alright, so... Did they kill Stein? Yeah, they killed Stein. So I think we just have to do Mage, and then we go to Beatrix. Do you think it's possible to solo Spider without the shoulder enchant and 48% avoidance? I don't know how you manage 48% avoidance. Unequip your Just a Flesh Wound rune. My character in Scarlet Infiltrator gear had 84% avoidance. So I'm assuming your low avoidance is due to equipping Just a Flesh Wound. And I'm going to assume you're also talking about Karazhan Spider Boss. Sometimes people are asking me about Spider Boss in Zul'Gurub and they don't specify. Spider Boss in Karazhan is like the easiest boss solo you can like that exists. How am I getting... What just holy fired me? What I recommend is you go try it. I also would question, I would say, like, you should probably just get Black Belt on the shoulder. Because it's very good. And, I don't know why you would insist on not getting it, because it's not hard to get either. Do you manage to kill Spider on the Alliance Rogue? Yes, multiple times. With very little gear. Alright, it's Beatrix time. Alright, time for, let's see, food buff. And then we're also gonna get rid of the Swiftness Zanza, and we're gonna go back to Ground Scorpock Assay. The Swiftness Zanza was just there to help us keep up with Balnazzar on the first boss, and turns out it wasn't quite enough. That was the first time I was trying that. Nico says, missed the soft reserves. Said, miss the SRs, what's juicy loot are we going for today? We're going for Queen's Fall, Torturer's Tool Belt, both drops off of Council, and a Crusader's Chalice, and any tier token that drops that we're allowed to roll on. We will try to pick it up. I'm not sure how many of them are soft reserved by people. Alright, when they pull timer for Beatrix, I'll hit the Ground Scorpock Assay, and it will be good to go. We just gotta have our weapon swap with Wound Poison ready. Yeah, there we go. Okay, everything's good. Do you know if you're contested? I believe I'm the only one on Queen's Fall. I can double check it. Queen's Fall? I'm the only one. Torturers? I'm 50-50 on Torturers. Crusaders, Chalice. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Chalice. I'm 1 out of 2. There's only 2 reserves on Chalice. I mean, I honestly, maybe I should have double reserved Chalice if there were going to be that few reserves on it. There's more reserves on some of the individual tier tokens than there are on Chalice. Zeeps, are you maybe, like, not using world buffs when you're trying to solo Spider Boss? Is that perhaps the problem? Because world buffs are by far one of the cheapest consumables compared to the power gain they give you. It would be ridiculous to not use them. You know, a world buff, at least at my server's going rates, costs about 2 gold. And it's more power gain than, like, a tier worth of gear upgrades. Like, you get more power from activating 1 world buff than you do from moving from tier 1 to tier 2 gear. Maybe not one singular world buff being that much, but absolutely certainly putting all the world buffs together are a bigger power gain than a full tier worth of upgrades. Yeah, Zeeps, unfortunately, I cannot figure out, like, I guessed the most likely things you might be messing up from what other people have messed up, but I'm not psychic. I can't figure, if it's not one of those most likely things, I don't have any ability to figure out what went wrong. Oh, that was a cavalry. Wait, I just popped my 2 minutes because I thought Beatrix came out. No! I saw a cavalry spawn right here, and I was slightly distracted, and then I was, yep, okay. Well, the 2-minute cooldowns are gone. This is what I sacrificed, trying to help my audience, okay? This is what I sacrifice. No armor debuff. Shit. There, it's back. Good. Oh, horses. Okay, dodge horses. There we go. Alright, pretty good. Any mount, perhaps? Jostled Chalice Fragment. Belt, we like that. Wait, dodge the waves. Dodging waves, dodging waves. Oh, there's one more wave still coming. Do they still hurt me, actually, after the fight's over? Yeah, they definitely do. I put a debuff on me, okay. High Wizard Strap Belt. I don't know if that's soft reserved by anyone. Oh yeah, it was soft reserved by Beatrix. Bracers did not drop. we do on boss damage? 673. Yeah, it was an extremely mid performance. Omniscience has a change hat request. All right. Done. People running away from tanks. Tanks calming that they're mad on the voice comms. Yeah, I understand that. I feel that in my soul. I've done enough tanking in this game to know why it sucks and is annoying. Damage dealer pulls threat, runs directly away from you, then complains and says, "Hello, tanks?" Didgeridoo Raptor. I'm just assuming I'm on South Boat. Yeah, sure. Alright, we're on boat duty again. Just confirmed. Uh-oh, patrols over there coming in. We've got a setup for doing boat that makes it super good. Solo boat all the time. I mean, I did on my Alliance Rogue, you know, 2 raids ago, I soloed boat. Didn't even have any of these special things. Rogue's just good at it. You got like a halfway decent tanking setup and no tricks, you're good. If you got a lot of tricks, you don't even need the tanking setup. If you got tricks and a tank setup, it's just like super free. So we'll go tank setup, tank talents. Oh no, I'm gonna get put in combat. Wait, not in combat, nice. Okay, here we want Twisting Nether card. And I want whichever one of my shoulders has Phantom on it. There we go, a Bone Scythe Mantle with Phantom. We can go Stealth Enchant, or Stealth Cloak too. Okay, so our full list of things, probably the easiest to access and most impactful is the shoulder with Phantom on it. Phantom makes me have a 1-minute cooldown on Vanish, so I can vanish every single time I go to the boat. This allows me to vanish and then walk into the underbelly of the boat without aggroing mobs, and then I can sit there ready before the boss goes into shield mode, just waiting. And as soon as he goes into shield mode, I'm already in position. I can click the cannonball, loot it as quickly as I can, click the cannon, and do great. The other things are Stealth Cloak from Filcher's Cowl is really good. That helps me just stay in there stealthed before any action happens without the guys detecting me. If I had stealth boots, like Boots of Displacement, I would use those too. I just don't have them on this character. And then Twisting Nether, in case I die, lets me resurrect. If I had Fetish of the Sand Reaver, I would use that as well. And then the other 2 tricks are Purification Potion. Hopefully that's in my inventory. Yep, Purification Potion. In case I get the Drowning Curse, I can remove it from myself. And then Limited Invulnerability Potion. If I happen to take too many hits from the mobs, it's an extra tool to keep me safe. Right, and we basically do 0 damage to the boss, but we handle an entire boat solo, then no one else has to lose damage also. Yeah, I mean, the key, if you want your damage dealers to pump and kill the boss, the key is looting the cannonball and launching the cannon as fast as possible. So you have the minimal amount of downtime in that wave shield thing. You want me on South Boat as usual? Got it. Pansy Baby says, recently got Regicide, and man, it's fun. Yeah, I'm hoping to get Regicide on one of my characters. And play a Saber Slash on that guy. Do not have Regicide on this one. Boss is at 83. Let's just leave. Oh, cannonballs. If the cannons are shooting, they can shoot you when you're already on the boat, which is a little awkward. Can definitely cause problems. Alright, cannonballs right here. Loot it. Target the cannon up above. Jump. Interact with target. Keybind on my keyboard. Boom. It's already launched. Two ads coming in from Simon's boat. So I want to hit the boss a little bit, because when I hit the boss with main gouge, it stacks up my rolling with the punches. So I have extra stacks of that, extra health. Makes me a little chunkier for when I go back onto the boat. Now we wait right about here. Vanish is 4 seconds. Vanish. Get in position. Now the thing can spawn in multiple locations. It's not always the same spot. See, it's over here this time. Looted. Targeting the cannon. Launched. Leaving. Super quick. That's like a 3-second, 4-second max from when I launched. Or from when it spawned, I mean, to when I launched. So, just like last time, we go in, we hit. Rolling with the punches is all stacked up. It's good, we just walk away. It's probably gonna fade before it becomes relevant, honestly. Oh, shit, cannon's firing. Potentially on me. Alright, vanished. In position again. Just looking. Not in this room. Back here again. There it is. Target the cannon. Jump up. It's already launched. That was the last launch, so I can just sprint out. I generally save the cooldowns until I feel like I need them, but if it's on the last launch, you might as well burn everything. We got Golden Sun music playing now. Love that. There's no armor debuff up. I can put it up in this build. I have improved expose in this tank setup I'm in. There we go, he's dead. What do we got? What do we got loot-wise? Drape, glove, starter pistol. That's a good tank gun. Double glove. I don't know how many reserves are on the gloves. I believe the other items, let's see, two reserves on gloves. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we won't get to roll on them. But, like, there were also only 2 reserves on Chalice, which means we just get one completely guaranteed with no drop RNG. Okay. Let's go here, and let's go back to our regular talent build. And let me turn the music down just a little bit. It's kind of a little on the loud side. Okay, good. Next up, Solistrasza. They're going for the doubloon. The doubloon, you gain access to that when you free the gnome at the start of the raid. So far, so good. We haven't died and lost our Strike of the Scorpok yet, so I'm, you know, happy about that. Fan of Knives. Oh, shit, I'm in an AoE. Oh, I'm about to be in another AoE. Okay, we gotta switch the cloak to the one that has Crimson Tempest. My item rack gear swapping add-on has a hard time differentiating between 2 copies of the same item. Which is, I have 2 different Cloak of Veiled Shadows. Another Ice Orb. This Ice Orb has killed me and, you know, removed my Ground Scorpok assay in previous raids. That's a mistake you hopefully only make once. But I really need that Crimson Tempest. Okay, there we go. We finally dropped combat, so the gear swap went through. Everything's good now. We have lost our 30-minute buffs, though. So let's go Elemental Sharpening Stone on the Dagger of Veiled Shadows, and let's go Wound Poison on... Where's my Claw? There's my Claw. Perfect. Okay, moving into Solistrasza. And we'll do a rebuff of Food Buff. Oh, shit, they pulled stuff. Never mind. Not yet. It's not Solistrasza time yet. There we are. Okay, Fillet au Flank. This is 25 agility. It's better than the Feast buff. That's why I don't go for the Feasts. The Feast gives, I believe, 44 attack power, and you'd much rather have 25 agility than 44 attack power. Let's target Solistrasza. We can build some combo points via Honor Among Thieves while the rest of the group wastes those whelps. So we could go in with a Slice and Dice active already. Not rune, actual enchant. Yeah, I have different enchants on these, Agathon, and item rack still has trouble differentiating between them sometimes. What are they doing? They're talking about some food buffs, or oh, a couple people marked not ready, I think. All right, here we go. Solistrasza time. We'll get that counter a little low, then I'll enter stealth, or cast Slice and Dice, and then enter stealth. Okay, I'm liking this opener. Didgeridoo activated? Oh, he just went into the air. Wasting some of that didgeridoo buff time. It's not on me. Let's move here. Re-up Crimson. Re-up Slice. Not me. Doing pretty good damn here. Air phase. Rocket boot to get over to him. Not gonna burn the 2-minute cooldowns right now because one of them's Blood Fury and I'm taking big raid damage. So now that the Blood Fury or the raid damage is over, now I'll hit those 2-minute cooldowns. So we're a little bit safer. Okay. Didgeridoo cat. Love that. There we go. I think that was pretty good. Light scale leggings, touch of light, double headpiece. Alright, what are we doing on enemy? What about boss damage only? Yeah, we're way at the top. Way at the top with boss damage on that one. Love that. There's a lot of drama recently on Warcraft logs, which is a third-party website that organizes players' parses. Who am I kidding? Everyone knows what Warcraft logs is. They make up their own rules about what damage counts towards your like competitive damage ranking on these encounters. And there was a lot of drama because they were talking about like removing or not removing damage dealt to ads on a lot of the Scarlet Enclave encounters. And basically everyone's mad because they put up a poll and the winning result on different bosses was like, make the ads count on these bosses, but don't make the ads count on those bosses. So people that wanted to like do a bunch of AoE and pad the meters are mad because they won't be able to do it on every boss, and people who don't want to do that are mad because some bosses do have the ads counting based on the poll results. And you know what? I totally don't care what Warcraft Logs does or says about my performance. I just think it's extremely funny to go onto their Discord every once in a while and read the absolute lunatics that post there and the types of things they say and are like so incredibly hyper invested in what this third-party website does, ranking their performance in classic WoW Season of Discovery. There's some absolute nutcases on that. It's just funny. It's almost sad in a way, and it is, you know what, it is sad. It's not sad in a way, it is sad, if you ask me, but also entertaining. Why am I keeping up Crimson? Because I need 3 bleed and or poison effects for my Duskwraith. You say I need it for the initial snapshot only? You are wrong. I have Saber Slash, I have Occult Poison, and I have Crimson Tempest. Those are the 3 bleed and or poisons I'm keeping up to do Duskwraith. Of course, the mage here is saying roof strat is easy, let the melees handle the mechanics. I feel like this happens all the time. Most of the strategies I've seen for this boss just absolutely dick over the melees and make the melees handle 100% of the boss mechanics, soaking debuff stacks, moving, whatever. And then they just park the range who stand still and do nothing. And it makes it so much harder for the melees to do anything when they're overloaded with handling all the mechanics.
Nice.
I hate it. Oppose AK, thank you so much for the Prime. Thank you for 6 months of support. I really appreciate that, and I hope you're having a wonderful day.
Okay, so I'll take the bear to the right or to the left here, because we're gonna do it right in front of the cart, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just over the fence in front of us. Yep.
Okay.
Their
just
asses are facing us right now.
Put the bear.
This is the strategy discussion you're hearing now.
Reach around, but they should be left and not that.
Yeah, I think
reach around.
bear on the haystack. Bear on the haystack and the humanoid a little bit closer to the edge of the fence.
All right.
So Swift's on bear, is that what I heard? And
Yeah.
May on-
We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
But let's just have some preliminary like assignments for sides as well. So we'll just say like evens start left and odds start right, and then if you get one of those stacks, just step to the other side. But everybody in melee range. Don't be so tight on the fence that you can get hit through the fence with the little green circles.
Oh my god, they're saying everyone in melee range. Wait, we might finally be doing a strategy that doesn't absolutely bone me. This could be good. Let's see. Ooh, Mayhem, double swords, duplicity, deception, it looks like. Pretty nice. I wonder if I'm going to be able to, if they're going to be stacked like... I just want to clarify on the boss thing. Are the two bosses being stacked on top of each other or opposite sides of the fence? On top of each other. Okay. Right. Okay, we might be able to double stack Saber on both targets. If we can do that, it'd be insane. I gotta focus up for that. It's very difficult to do. I've done it a couple times on other bosses, but it's always a challenge. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Oh, no, 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 stomped. Oh, I have way too many stacks of everything. I need to just back off before I die. Okay. Yeah, the range are not standing in melee like they were. Okay, I got too many stacks. Yeah, I mean, what I observed there was a lot of range damage dealers not actually soaking stacks, which I thought was part of the strategy.
It
They
is.
do that every time.
Yeah,
I'm
so
just gonna go back to the other one.
I understand that we're going back, but I want to say that it failed because we didn't have people doing what they were supposed to.
True.
It's really hard to get them against that fence.
Yeah, it looks
on
like
the
it.
Side. They
Fuck, man. The range, that actually tilts me so much that we finally do a strategy that doesn't dick over the melees, and then the range damage dealers just don't follow directions, and then it dicks over everyone. Like, if I was alternating back and forth, like, honestly, I wasn't paying attention to my stacks for that long, but if we had the whole raid stacking like I understood they were supposed to, I don't think I would have gotten 3 stacks of each.
You need something? See you.
So they're all like, oh man, this strategy sucks, let's go back to the old thing. And it's like, it sucked because people didn't do what they were supposed to. There were specific directions that were essential to follow, and people just sat around with their thumb up their butt, not doing what they were told. God damn it. This raid is, I feel like this raid is never going to do a strategy that's, like, good for melee on this boss. It's always going to be the fuck the melee, range DPS, do nothing. Oh my god. It's like, why doesn't everyone, like, I don't get it. You can set it up so everyone shares the burden of doing the mechanic. But it's like both the bosses were here, and you saw there were like 8 or 9, maybe 10 people over here. Also, you know, the other thing that went wrong that was not that was one of the tanks like died on pull. And then one of the bosses was out of control for a little while. But like, the boss being out of control doesn't stop a ranged damage dealer from standing on it and soaking stacks like they're supposed to. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. We can make it through this, guys. It's okay.
Simon
Gonna distract,
and
or just wait for it to
Moosh.
come back.
Yeah, let's just position. Let it walk. Let it walk. Just,
Yeah, let it walk. It's
He's
okay.
immune anyway. He's immune anyway.
If we have a feast, it would be great to put that down over here.
I used my last 3.
No biggie if we don't. I just need to know, so I use the right food here. Look at these guys all getting up on the building. Yikers.
Yeah, you see where I am, Summer? This is where we do dad strat tank.
Who am I looking at? Sorry.
May.
Oh,
Triangle.
just on that side? Okay.
Like right here, so the butt is that way, and then the melee can come whack at it and not have the aperture come at him.
Were you gonna
Alright.
put everyone up there?
If you're ranged and you're not gonna be soaking stacks, sure. Myself, Insane Brew, Sama, we're gonna start on human, and then Simon, Moosh, and then like probably 2 S priests like Snicker and Boat. Can you guys be closest on Bear? And
Roger
then we'll just
that.
rotate everyone's stack.
I'll play down as well. Just to help.
Alright, there's no more opportunity to, like, double stack Saber. Alright. Let's get food buff, and let's get our other hour-long consumes used. 1, 2, 3. Weapon swap. Look at them all. They all just proved they couldn't do mechanics, and now they're standing on the barn. It's the place where people go when they know they can't do mechanics, and they're admitting that they can't do mechanics, and I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy. Anyways, we're going again. Okay. Whoa. Okay, that's not how it's supposed to go. Okay, yep, that's not how that's supposed to go either. Okay. We got a fire stack. We can go get a nature stack now. We can wait a little bit before we go back. The other guy. Oh, I'm stomped. I might get a second stack here. I'm trying to leave. Weapon swap. Poison knife. Wait, I have a... How do I have a fire stack already? Okay, well, I'll just go back over here. Waiting, so I don't get the extra stack on that. Now we're going in. Got the stack. Backing out. Back out. Swap it. Tab it. We're entangled. After this entangle is over, we'll swap again. Yeah, maybe we'll just stay on the boss. He's almost dead. There we go. Okay, what do we have? Double sandal, choke chain, chains of the abandoned. Maybe we get one of those sandals. There's only one reserve on the sandals, which means one's open. We could get it. Bone scythe, bone scythe. Choke chain would be off spec roll for me. That's a tank item. Mayhem needs main spec. Nice, nice. He's main spec tank. That's good. Alright, they're saying they're taking a little break because they're doing a Ashbringer quest. They said like 5 to 10 minutes. They're letting people turn in tier tokens also, which means we're just going to chill for a little bit. We don't have any business to take care of other than rolling for this loot as soon as it comes up. Be sure to not miss that. Consecrated Sandals 1. Ooh, 74 is a good main spec roll. Never mind, locked with the 83. We don't get it. Alright, next boss up is Council, but it'll be a little bit before we get to him, because they're doing the little break to do the Ashbringer quest line. But then Council has both Queen's Fall and Torturer's Tool Belt and a tier piece for me. Tier piece, I mean Chalice. Chalice is guaranteed drop. And then the Queen's Fall and the Tool Belt are maybe drops. Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm generally, like, one of my groups, like, actually stacks the raid on Beastmaster, and I feel like those kills are good. And every other group I do does not stack the raid on Beastmaster and does some kind of scuffed thing where the melees get boned and the ranged DPS get to do 100% pumps, 0% mechanics. And it just feels bad, you know? It feels bad every week watching the range DPS not contribute at all. And then like them being, you know, I am generalizing here across my multiple experiences, not talking about any individual one, but it's like range damages are just so resistant to helping out on that fight and doing anything that might make the melee's life not completely miserable. But like, if you stack the two bosses together, it's better for everyone. It lets the melees cleave. Like, it's better for the whole raid if you do that. This isn't just like a melees versus... Like, it's not like you're gonna fuck over one group or the other. Stacking them together, like, makes the whole kill faster. Yeah, and if you have them stacked together, you get a cult poison, which, you know, the casters are gonna really like also. How do you avoid getting both debuffs? Each time one of the debuffs goes out, the human does the fire debuff and the bear does the nature debuff. Whenever they go out, it does the closest 5 people to that boss. So you can have people stacked on top of the boss, and then they will get the debuff, and the tank won't even get the debuff. So, let me see. Let me pull up paint. It's going to be easier to explain if I just use paint. Okay? Alright, there's a bear. Wait, we could make it green for bear. Hang on. green for bear, red for human, because it's nature and fire debuffs. And you put them really close. Okay? Then you have your tank and your tank like this. And then you have your melee damage dealers can be here. They can be here. They can be here. Melee damage dealers, ranged, and casters can all be in any of these locations. And the people... Let's see. Can I do an arrow? Yeah, I can do an arrow. The people... Wow, that's not a good arrow. The people who are here... will get the nature debuff. The people who are here will get the fire debuff. As long as there's at least 5 people in each of those spots. Like, this is 5 people, 1 person, 1 person. That's 12 people. That's it. And then once you get a fire debuff, you go there. And you get a nature debuff, and you go there. There frankly don't even need to be any people in this spot, but there can be. And that's it. Everyone, like your Ashbringers can cleave, you can Blade Flurry, you can maintain debuffs on both targets, you don't lose time running between the different targets. That's how it should be, I think. And then the tanks, with the group stacked like this, the tanks don't even need to swap, because the tanks should barely ever get debuffs. But what can happen, or what basically happened when we tried to do this today, is we had the melees stacking there, and then the ranged DPS decided they were just cool to chill over here, here, and here, and healers. So then the debuffs, in that case, like, they weren't close enough to the boss to help with soaking the debuffs. So the melees got overloaded with debuffs, the tanks started getting debuffs, and it all fell apart because there just weren't enough people soaking the things. Because these guys decided they didn't want to do the mechanic or do what they were told, which was to be here instead of here. Does that all make sense? I hope that all makes sense. And before you tell me something like, oh, Simon just hates doing mechanics or whatever, he just wants to pump. You see me volunteering for boat duty every single week on multiple characters and doing 0 damage on that boss because I know I'm good at it and I know it helps the team, you know? Okay? Like, so don't come at me with that like, oh, Simon just doesn't want to help the team and wants to pump. Like, I'm sitting there doing boat duty in 4 seconds every single like bubble shield on every single Mason attempt on 3 out of 4 of my characters. In your Hakar solo video, you mentioned the fight is easier when you have 2-piece DPS 3.5. What do you swap when you have that? You keep on your 4-piece tier 2.5 tank thing because that heals you. And you put you lose like bone scythe pieces or whatever else. Like a really, really good setup for Hakar is 2-piece DPS 3.5, 2-piece tank 3.5, and 4-piece tank 2.5. and then you put Butcher on the shoulder. That makes it like super easy. Alternatively, if you like super duper outgear the content, you can go 6-piece tier 3, I call it tier 4. Fuck this 3.5, it's way too many syllables. You can go 6-piece tier 4, tank plus 2-piece tier 4 DPS, and then you put the Bloodthirsty healing rune on your shoulder, and that lets you get rid of the 2.5 tank pieces. I think they're almost done with whatever it is they're doing. Yeah, I mean, it's like either get a buttload more tier 4 Duskwraith pieces or get your tier 2.5 tank pieces to make some of those solos easier. What do we need to do here? Elemental Sharpening Stone on the Dagger of Veiled Shadows. Wound Poison on the Claw of the Frostworm. What else is running out? 45 minutes on pretty much everything else. Suppose I didn't need to refresh those like right now. 8 minutes on my roids. Put that on the bar. We'll probably have that up by the time we get to Lilian. What do you guys think? I'll put the prediction up for Council loot. Start prediction. What will drop from Council? Belt and dagger for the Giga Omega Believers. Dagger, but no belt. Belt, but no dagger. And by dagger, let's make it more clear. Queen's Fall, not just any dagger. And belt is tool belt. Tool belt, because like I think there's other daggers and there's other belts. I don't want you guys to be mad when the wrong one drops and you guys get mad and you say, but I predicted on, you know, well, I'm going to make these nice and clear and explicit here. Tool belt and Queen's Fall. Queen's Fall, no tool belt. Tool belt, no Queen's Fall. Or complete trash. There we go. There's the 4-way prediction. Oop, I just didgeridooed. I'm doing the whole, like, opening sequence of weapon swapping and thing to do the Saber/Snapshot. Not because, like, it's important on these shitty mobs that don't live very long. Just so I can get, like, the muscle memory in of doing that spell sequence. So I don't have to think as much about it when, you know, there's other stuff to think about. Third kidney in a row. There we go. Nice. Killed him without him ever cursing the team. That guy's got a super giga nasty curse that he puts out. We just stun locked him. Okay, so the prediction is only on like whether these items drop. I'm guaranteed on Queen's Fall, I'm uncontested, but Torturer's Tool Belt, I'm actually only 50-50 on. There is one other person reserving it. But the prediction is whether it drops, not whether I win it. Can you tank Herod and Caldoran with the same cheese strat as Lilian? Does it make it easier? No, neither of those bosses are dual wield bosses, so you cannot get enough. You cannot easily get enough avoidance to make yourself avoidance capped. It does not work like that. Mason the Echo, you can do the same thing. He is a dual wield boss. But like, Mason doesn't typically kill tanks. It's just like less of an issue. The reason it's such a good thing on Lilian is because Lilian does, in fact, typically kill tanks. Has a lot of annoying abilities tanks have to handle. So if you can do an avoidance strategy, you can just avoid those annoying mechanics. And Mason doesn't really do anything that makes you really want to do that avoidance tanking. Okay, camera tilted like this. So I can actually see the explosion circles. More guys in combat. Alright, now go for our Fan of Knives cloak and focused attacks helmet. Where's my focused attacks helmet? Surely there's one. And a little Wind Striker in the offhand, perhaps? Did I bank it? Oh, I must have banked it. Damn. Okay, well. Why would I have banked my Wind Striker? Ripperoni. Oh, look at my offhand weapon selection. Oh. I'm stupid. Don't worry, guys. We got there in the end. I think Queen's Fall or King's Fall is actually a better fan weapon. Well, they're coming in already. Started a little late there. Setting up all the different abilities. Oh, I unequipped the Wind Striker anyways. I think because I Poison Knifed, it auto-equipped my offhand. Yeah, my Poison Knife macro automatically equipped my Dagger of Veiled Shadows, so then the Wind Striker went away. So I think we could have done better with Wind Striker in the offhand. Oh well. Alright, we gotta see what the assignments are gonna be on this. You know, we might be on Vishos, we might be on Doan, might be on Herod. We're good to chase Doan, if that's our assignment.
Guys. Okay, Swift. Swift, you want to be on Herod. May, you'll be on Vicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can call your own externals, all that good stuff. I'll call the kick rotation. So me and May will do rogues and shamans. Capri, obviously, can need to kick him with shamans.
Brew and I probably got it. It's fine.
Okay, and then Insane can kick with Rogues since we have a longer cooldown probably. So Mime, Insane, and then you and Brew on Shamans.
Sounds good.
You gonna put a rogue on Dome?
Simon.
Sure.
I don't think we. Well, I don't think we have enough kick. Well, yeah, okay, yeah. Simon can chase him, I guess, because me and May and Insane can cover
I'll
kicks.
put a
with the
cult
three of us.
poisons on down.
Remember, my kick kind of lines up and just like a.
Oh, we're chasing down. I don't have improved expose armor in this build. We're just occulting him. Okay.
If you could tell me.
Right. Okay. They're done doing all the assignments. They're gonna Poison Knife, Crimson Tempest, Poison Knife, Blood Fury, Slayer's Crest, Crimson Tempest, Saber Slash. Hopefully before my Master of Subtlety goes away. Would be ideal. Alright. It's gone. We didn't get it in the Master of Subtlety. Oh shit. Okay, I was also positioned poorly there. I can position to prevent that. If I position with my back against the wall like this. Oh shit. Running past Herod always a little dangerous. I think we run unimproved expose armor on the target. Because no other armor debuff is going up. Got Raptor from the didgeridoo. Where is he? It's this way. Oh, I'm gonna lose this Saber stack. Hammer's falling. Shit. So I dropped the Saber stack, and I replaced it with one that did have Master Subtlety, but didn't have the 2-minute cooldown trinkets. So, that's okay. There we go. Middle. Nope, that's a whirlwind going that way. Gotta run this way. Oh yeah, that's gonna fill up. We can't go in there anymore. But we'll have to run out if he ever whirlwinds. But we can watch for that. That's okay. That's a whirlwind. We could hit him a couple times. Go. We lost our stack on Herod. Spent too much time on Vichas. Blades of Light, back it out. Keep the poison stack with Poison Knife. Blades of Light doesn't last that long. You really can't do too much to Vichas if you're trying to split between them. Radiant Divide, back away from that. Just make sure I don't get hit by it. It is a frontal, but I like putting some distance to be safe. That's a Whirlwind. He's dead. There we go. Alright, closing prediction. Closing prediction. Crusaders Chalice. Let's see. That's a roll for us. Okay, we don't get that one, but we'll get the next one. Spalders, Raging Destroyer Helm, and Ravagane. Well, the correct answer on that prediction is that complete trash has dropped. Complete trash. Alright, Lilian Voss next. Alright, prediction for Lilian Voss. Wait, there's some mechanics here that might kill me. The prediction's gonna be, will I summon Bigglesworth with the didgeridoo on Lilian Voss? That's the prediction. Okay? Feel like that's a good one. Oh, or we could do what? Yeah. Will Simon summon Bigglesworth on Lilian? There we go. That's about a 1% chance to happen per didgeridoo activation. We'll get at least one didgeridoo activation. Maybe we'll get two. Okay? Backing out of the Ice Orb. Ceratiz with a chain chat request. Okay, no more. For this hat, let's go this one. Nice, okay. Crimson Tempest up on all those dudes. A bunch of damage. Mr. Bigglesworth guaranteed. I have never summoned Bigglesworth with this didgeridoo. We got the didgeridoo last week. I've been, you know, pumping it a whole lot. On stream, off stream, just pumping my didgeridoo. Never summoned Bigglesworth. All right. 1, 2, Royd's time. Let me check my other consumes. 3 minutes on food. Not good enough. We'll replace it. I did just drink the frozen rune, which incurs 3 minutes on thistle tea. Hopefully it'll be up before the fight's over. We do the elixir of coalesce regret. Should have done that a long time ago, but whatever. Okay, they're going in soon, I guess. Yeah, this all looks good. Still 29 minutes on Flask of Madness. There's, I believe, 7 total different animals, but each class only summons 4 commonly, and then every class has a 1% chance to summon Bigglesworth. So you only get, like, specific ones. Can you show what set bonuses? Not right now. We're about to pull the boss. I don't want to be unfocused when the pull timer goes out. I always show all the gear and all the talents and all the set bonuses and all the runes at the start of the raid. And you can always see all the gear and runes and talents I'm using by looking on the Discord. There are links for all of my characters that have 60 upgrades pages that automatically update every time I log in or log out. What weak aura is that? All the add-ons and weak auras can be found on the Discord. They're listed in the Season of Discovery add-ons and weak auras channel. There's also a YouTube video that shows you very quickly how to set up all the UI that I use. All right, here we go. Lilian Voss time. One tank is dead. Didgeridoo Gorilla. At least it's not Crocodile. As long as it's not Crocodile, we're generally happy. Crocodile, big sad. Turned a little bit. Vanished off the threat. They were having some tank issues with the tanks being dead. So I had to vanish in case there were further threat issues or tank issues, so I didn't risk dying. We died to that last week. Tank issues, and then I wasn't paying attention to my threat, and didn't vanish, and then more tank issues, and then I was dead. This time, we're aware of what's going on, and how to make sure we don't suffer from it. Blade Fury, Blood Flurry, Slayer's Crest. All the coolies up again. She's dead. All right. With all the tank deaths at the start, I was a little unsure if we would if it would work out. What do we have? Crusader Chalice, We'll get that. Wand of Reanimation. Leggings, reserved by 2 different people, so we won't get it. Boom, Chalice. 2 leggings, reserved by 2 people, so we don't get a chance at them. Bartholomew's Promise. Any mop gameplay anytime soon? Not planning on it, Animotion. Alright. Will Simon summon Bigglesworth? Outcome, no. But what about on Caldoran? We'll definitely get multiple activations on Caldoran. We could do the same prediction for Caldoran. On Caldoran. Alright, same prediction. Will there be a Bigglesworth? Why did you lose so much DPS in the end? I don't know. You'd have to take some time and review the VODs. Maybe a important debuff fell off? Like Sebaceous Poison fell off, or Fairy Fire didn't get refreshed, or something like that. I don't know. Or I just didn't get some crits. Looking at the instantaneous, like, damage, second-to-second damage output is usually not a good, like, maybe it gives you a hint that maybe something went wrong, but maybe nothing went wrong and you just got unlucky. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Can you carry more than 1 Scorpok? No, the item is unique. Alright, Holy Protection Potion on the bar. Weapon swap done. We have to refresh the Wound Poison here and the Elemental Sharpening Stone on the dagger. Oh shit, they're saying...
I don't think we need a point.
Okay.
Alright, I'm staying damage dealer then?
Yes.
They were talking about potentially being a tank. So I just had to be sure. Didn't want to screw the group over by, like, they're thinking I'm going to be a tank and I run into the fight as a damage dealer. That would be a problem. Is there a way to know which animal gives which buff? Yeah, you mouse over the buff that you get and it tells you what it does. All you really need to know is Crocodile bad and all the other ones good. Or you look up the didgeridoo on Wowhead and there's probably a comment laying out all the different buffs that it gives and what they do. But it's not important for me to know off the top of my head all those different buffs. Like, it doesn't matter for my gameplay. So, like, I don't care. I don't know that. Possible to solo the Madness bosses in ZG in Season of Discovery? Probably. I haven't tried. Maybe, like, some of them you can do, others you can't, but I don't know. Alright, here we go. It's Caldoran time. Got a good snapshot there. Fine, I had to close the stream prediction. Hit the didgeridoo, didn't summon. Armor debuff fell off. Execution sentence on the tank. I need armor debuff on boss. It was off for a while. I don't like calming it like when it's off for just a second or two, but if it's off for a while, it's worth calming, I think. I'm gonna save the 2-minute cooldowns for the outdoors to re-snapshot the Saber Slash. We're missing armor on boss again. It's up to 5 Sunders now, so whatever. I'm guessing the rogue tank is managing the ads, and that's why he's having trouble keeping Sebaceous on the boss. Oh, I didn't snap the Saber properly there. Oh well, whatever. Doesn't matter. This is a very quick phase. The snap isn't too important. There we go. Sprint. I realized you could actually crank a little bit of damage on him there. And I probably could have done a little bit more if I were to sprint. I bet I could vanish it too. Huh. Then you could hit him for a couple seconds right now. Alright, in we go. Oh, I got stunned. Oh, whatever. Hank got flared. Oh, the Saber activated when I Blade Flurried Ashbringer because it's macroed into my Blade Flurry too. I meant to save that. I didn't realize it was macroed into my Blade Flurry. So this Saber Slash is not snapshotted with Slayer's Crest. Oh well. Execution sentence. Save these for the Ashbringer phase. These coolies, I think. We can didgeridoo for Raptor right now. That's still no Bigglesworth. Oopsies, that was a low combo point in Venom, accidentally. Good, pretty good. It's about to go into Ashbringer phase. Oh yeah, summoned ads right before Ashbringer phase started. It's a little scuffed. Crimson Tempest to cleave them, Blade Flurry to cleave them. They're gonna die on the sword, and then they're gonna cause purple poop on the ground that all the melee are gonna take damage from. Maybe that's not great. But it was called to stack them on the sword. Yeah, I don't know about that. There we go. Well, is he gonna live 12 more seconds for one more didgeridoo activation? It's gonna be close. Damn, it's a raptor again. Alright, what do we get? Crusader Chalice, Charred Emblem, Crimson Cleaver, Scarlet Steed, Tunic, Infusion of Souls. That's huge item. Consecrated Robe. Did anyone reserve the robe? No, I think no one reserved the robe. I mean, like, it's upgrade, but not bis. And if no one's reserving it, we're rolling on it. There was a Warlock who got a bunch of other tier tokens. Maybe if we win the robe, we'd trade him for a different tier token because we prefer the other ones. We could see about that. That might be the first time I've seen Infusion of Souls drop in this raid. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reserves. 82, 82, 89 bean bars. Had 2 rolls. Yeah, those are both valid rolls. Yep, okay. Crimson Cleaver coming up next. One-handed axe with a set bonus with Mercy. Axe and fist weapon. So this is like Shaman and Warrior potentially. Ring of Resurrection. Yeah, we did a lot of damn. Consecrated Robe. Here we go. 91. Okay. Nice. Got the robe. That's good. So that puts us to... Oh, there's a chalice too we could potentially get. Hang on. Right, there's a chalice off of this guy? I don't think they rolled it yet. I forgot about that. Wait, we could potentially get another. $92. Not high enough. Alright, so we go up to 1, 2, 3 piece with the robe. Pretty good. I was pretty happy with that raid. I want to look at the enemy damage, like how much boss damage, because I know these Ashbringers, they be cleaving the ads a lot. Yeah, that's what the Crusader Caldoran damage looks like here. 7.2%, 3.83 million. So you can see the Ashbringer, like, it just does so much damage, like, for free in a cleave. Cleave, Wrath of Ashbringer, Deep Wound, Whirlwind. 3.45, 3.83. This guy's doing Shadow Bolt, Burn, Unstable Affliction. I don't know what that indicates on, like, his damage output, or his spell book. What did I do on the Ashbringer? 580k. 498. 709 from Botendo on the Ashbringer. Nice. Oh, we can look. Hang on, we can do it better. We can do enemy damage taken, Ashbringer. There we go. Nice. Yeah, you can see Locked, who is high on the overall damage meter, is rather low on the boss damage meter. With only 3.13 milli. Alright, we have to go back to the chapel. I think I actually don't turn these in yet. 2 chalices. Consecrated robe, because we can't make it up to 6-piece yet. So, actually, we don't mess with them at all, and we can go to Orgrimmar. Right? Because we just wait until we actually get 6-piece before we cash in the tokens. And we're only at 5 so far. Oh, never mind, it's gone. Are rogues the only class without a legendary? Well, I mean, the closest we get to a legendary is Thunder Fury for tanking, which is, it's not really a very good damage dealer item. It's pretty much just potentially a tank item. Queen's Fall Dagger is, you know, as powerful as some legendaries, you know, but it doesn't have orange text in its name.